Hello viewers, today we are going to talk about sequencing problems and with the type that processing of n number of jobs through m number of machines. So you have to deal with multiple jobs and with multiple machines. Let's see an example. 6 jobs J1, J2 up to J6 are required to be processed on 4 machines M1, M2, M3 and M4 in the same order. That is M1 to be followed by M2, M3 and then followed by M4. Using the processing time given below table, determine first the optimal sequence, second the total elapsed time and the ideal time for the each machine. This is the problem which is given to us wherein these are the jobs and these are the machines. Now the very first thing that we need to do is to transpose this matrix. Why? Because we need to allocate the number of machines. So in order to make it very simple to understand and easy to solve, what I'm going to do, I'm going to transpose this matrix. That means I'm going to convert the rows into columns and columns into rows. So here the machines are M1, M2, M3 and M4. So I'll just transpose it. It's very simple. This is first, my first column becomes first row. So this is nothing but 12, 8. I'll just write down quickly because this will save my time. I converted the rows into columns like this. So this is my step 1, that is to transpose. Not necessarily every problem will be given in this format, but if such format is given, we need to transpose. Now the second step is we need to check whether the sequence is correct or wrong. That is nothing but rule of Johnson. So what it says, minimum of M1, that is minimum of row machine M1, all the element should be greater than or equal to maximum of M2 plus M3. This is M2 and this is M3. So let me check whether this condition is followed or satisfied. So which is the minimum element of M1 is nothing but 8. Is it greater than or equal to maximum of M2, which is maximum of M2? Yes. And M3 is yes. So this is true. Hence we can say that whatever the sequence is given to is, that is M1 to be followed by M2 to be followed by M3 and M4, this sequence is right. So we can go for it. Just for the sake of understanding, we also have these options. We have two conditions to be checked. If this is false, we can also go for it. For your understanding, I'm just check this condition also. Let minimum of M4 is nothing but it is 8, and which is greater than or equal to maximum of M2 is 7 and M3 is 7. So this is also true. So both the conditions are true. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to allocate. I'm going to first club the number of rows so that I can convert this given problem into two machine problems. So as I said earlier also, that whatever the number of rows and number of columns are given, we need to convert the given machine into two machine problem first. So I can do that by creating two new machines. That is, I'll have, this is my nothing but J1, J2, J3, J1, J2, J3, J4, J5 and J6. These are number of jobs, and this is my machine G. G is nothing but values of M1 plus M2 plus M3. So this is my machine G, and this is my machine H. So I'll just, what I'm doing, I'm just cumulatively, I'm going to sum up these values and write down. This will make my new machine values. 12 plus 6 plus 8 is nothing but 24. 8 plus 3 plus 6 is nothing but 17. Likewise 13, 4, 6 is 23. 9, 2, 4 is 15. 10, 6, 7 is 23. 12, 7, 2 is 21. So what I did, I clubbed all the respective job values in this particular format. Similarly, what is my machine H is value of M2 plus value of M3 plus value of M4. I am just cumulative I'm going to make the cumulative here. I'm going to put the cumulative value here. So this is nothing but 6. See this particular values. 6 plus 8 is nothing but 20. 3 plus 6 plus 12 is nothing but 21. Similarly, 4, 6, 9 is 19. 2, 4, 14 is 20. 6, 7, 12 is 25. And 7 to 10, so 19. Now the given problem has been converted into two machine problems. Now we know how to solve two machine problems. We are going to find the optimal sequence. Next step is to find the optimal sequence. In order to find the optimal sequence, whatever the values coming for machine H to be written on the right hand side, and whatever the values belongs to machine G to be written on the left hand side. Step 1. Next step, that we need to find the smallest element. Smallest element is nothing but 15, which belongs to J4. J4 to be written on the left hand side. So this is J4. Now this is eliminated. Next, smallest element is 17, which belongs to again J2. So I'm going to write down J2. Next smallest element is 19. 19 belongs to machine H, which is J3. So I'll write down J3 on this side. Next smallest is 19. Again, that belongs to machine H. So on the right hand side. Next is 20. 20 belongs to machine H again. So this is on J1 on this side, and whatever left is J5. So now I got the ultimate sequence. So I will go for the next step, which is nothing but to form a table, in and out table. I'll just write down the sequence that is J4 followed by J2 followed by J5 followed by J1, J6 and J3. I am going to I will be requiring the given actual problem. I'm going to put the values here. The machine M1 J4, the first job starts at 0. This is J1, J2, J3, 4, 5 and 6. So J4 value for machine M1 is 9. So this out time will be 9. Immediately it will start the next job. J2 is 8. So it is 17. J5 is 10. So it will be 27. J1 is nothing but 12. So this will be 39. J6 is 12. So it will be 51. And J3 is 13, so it will be 64. So these are the in and out values for machine M1. Similarly for M2, the first job will be nothing but out time of machine M1. So the out time is 9. So once M2 is finished, M1 is finished, M2 will start processing. So now let's see. Here we are going to consider the machine M2, that is the second row. J4 is 2, so 9 plus 2 is 11. Now again I'll compare 11 and 17. The higher value is 17. Why I am doing this? Because till the time M1 is not finished, M2 cannot start. M2 here finished at 11 hours, but the machine has to wait till machine M1 finish the processing, that is at 17. So always remember this. The layman rule is nothing but choose the highest value among the two. So here 17. So M2 for J2 is 3. So 17 plus this becomes 20. Again see 20 and 27, highest is 27. J5 is 6, is nothing but 33 and 39. So I'm going to select 39. J1 is 6. So 39 plus 6 is 45. 45 and 50, so I'm going to take 51. So J6 is 7, it's nothing but 58. Highest between 50 and 64 is 64. J3 is 4, so it is 68. So this is in and out time for machine M2. Similarly, M3 will remain ideal till the time it gets a jobs from M2, that is out time of M2 is nothing but in time of M3. So the first job is this. Then J4 is 4, so 11 plus 4 is 15. Compare 15 and 20, 20 is greater, so I'll consider 20. Plus J2 value for M3 is 6, so that is 26. 26, 33, again 33 I'll select. J5 is 7, so this is 40, 40, 45, 45 is greater. So J1 again is M3 is 6, so this becomes 51. Choose highest between these, that is 58. J6 for this is 2, so this becomes 60. 60, 68, I'll choose 68 plus J3 for M3 is 6, so that is 74. Similarly for machine M4. So I'll just quickly write down. Now you know the process. It's very simple. First job finished here is 15, so it will be 15. So this is out. J4 14 is 29, 29, 26, 29, 41, 41, 53, 61, 61, 71 and 74, 74. J3 is 9, so it is 83. So I'm done with in and out timings. Now only just need to find out the ideal times. It's very simple. How we find out the ideal times? We just go for the diagonal references. For ideal time for machine M1 will be always 0 because all the jobs of M1 will be processed very first. Here I will go diagonally. The difference is nothing but my ideal time. Here machine M2 initially remains ideal for 9 hours, followed by 17, this is 6. Here the difference is 7, here the difference is 6, here the difference is again 6, again here the difference is 6. Calculating this, I got answer 40. Similarly, the first job at M3 will start at 11, so M3 will remain ideal till 11. Then again I am going to find the difference diagonally, and that is nothing but my ideal time for machine M3. Here it is 11, the difference is 5. See, I am finding the diagonally difference and I am just writing here 33, 26 is 7, this is 5, this is again 7, this difference is 8. So I'm going to calculate this. This is nothing but 43. Similarly here for 15 hours this will remain ideal. Then I'm going to check the difference diagonally, which I find like 41 0, 53 0, 61 0, 0, 7. Here it is 3, so the cumulative is 18. So these are the table values. Now I just have to read this. First, the total elapsed time is nothing but this, that is 83. So the total elapsed time is nothing but 83 hours, let's say. Now ideal time for machine M1 will be always 0 because all the machine I'll just go for this later. First find out the ideal time for M4 is nothing but this is 18 hours. Ideal time for machine M3. Ideal time for machine M3 is nothing but here it is finished at 43 plus the last job was finished at 74, wherein the actual task is finished at 83 hours. So this is nothing but 83 minus 74. So the total ideal time for machine M3 is 43 and 83 minus this 74 out time. So this is nothing but 9. So the total waiting time will be, or ideal time will be 52 hours. Similarly for machine M2, the ideal calculations is this. After this 68 hours, the machine will remain idle till the complete task is finished. So what I'm doing, I subtracting 83 minus 68. So 40 plus 15, so it is 55 hours. And for machine A, the task is finished at 64, and wherein the actual task is completed 83, so that is nothing but 83 minus 64, it is 19 hours. So this is how we are going to solve n number of jobs and m number of machines. Very simple kind of problems that can be asked for examination for 10 marks. So all the very best. Thank you so much.